How many characters have actually been dominated? Sargeras, Zoval, Anduin, and Arthas. About 4 of them. Maybe Agrimar, but I can't prove it. Not Sylvanas. No, Sylvanas did not get dominated. She's the dominatrix. Are you kidding me? Ner'zhul wasn't? Ner'zhul was. Ner'zhul was. Arthas gave them problems. Because he wouldn't bend quite the way they wanted. I think I remember that was an issue with Arthas. Or no, was that Ner'zhul? Ner'zhul was the one that was a fucking problem. And then they got Arthas, I think. What about that soul-splitting thing through Sylvanas? Well, I don't think that's domination, but I think that changes Sylvanas' ability to comprehend and feel certain emotions and things. I think that a deep sense of compassion and empathy was probably lacking from Sylvanas' abilities, or, you know, her feelings. Seems to me like she was feeling a lot of hatred, a lot of anger, a lot of fear, and not a lot of hope, not a lot of courage, you know, not a lot of those things. So I think that part of Sylvanas' soul that she was missing is probably part of what gave her those aspects of her personality, you know? It's like Uther, when we find Uther and he's all sad boy. It's like a similar concept with the soul splitting that occurred from the sword. So, think about this. It shows you that a Mournblade has the capacity to split a soul in 2. We know that it can do that. Domination can split a soul in 2. Well, it's part of why Sargeras cleaving that world and the art is so important. Because he's wielding a fucking Mournblade in the art. So let's just think about this for a second. If Azeroth or Argus was inside of a planet and Sargeras wielded a Mournblade and the Titans dominated him and ordered him to cleave the world in 2, could that split the soul of the being inside of it? I think it could. I think it could. And I think it did. Frankly. Because that's what happened with the other characters who got by these fucking swords. And we know that while it may have been his finest Mournblade, Frostmourne was not his first Mournblade that the fucking Primus ever came up with. So I wonder which one was his first. It is not a coincidence that the model for Sargeras that never got used looks like he's being dominated. Is it confirmed Sargeras' sword is made by the Primus? I think that this is a situation where you need to consider putting 2 and 2 together. The Primus has a memory of the Dark Titan, a memory of Norgannon, and of Aeonar. Sargeras is holding a Mournblade. The guy who invented Mournblades, as far as we are aware, is the Primus. Now, what or who the Primus is a good question, but he sure reminds me a lot of Aman'Thul and even Norgannon. So these 3 fuckos right here, probably all working together. Norgannon, Aman'Thul, and this fuckface are probably all homies. I would like to think that at some point the Primus changed and decided to side with Sargeras, but I'm not so sure about that. Not so sure about that. But there's no fucking chance that the Primus has a memory of Sargeras, and Sargeras just happens to be fucking wielding a Mournblade with domination runes on it, and have domination runes on his armor, and for there to be no connection there. That does not make any fucking sense. Anyone who makes instruments of domination is evil, objectively, full stop. Well, depends on who you were gonna use it on. I don't know, man. It is pretty evil. Pretty evil power. We speculate that the cleaved planet is Argus. We also speculate that Argus is missing his body parts, so perhaps a Mournblade can split a soul into multiple parts. Yeah, that's what... Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yes. And again, the description of Argus, bound, broken, a shattered soul, aeons of existence knowing only pain. I think it says a shattered soul fueling infinite evil. Bound by that throne? No. Free. And when you kill Argus, what does he say? One of his possible lines is free. Yeah, Mournblade splitting souls in half is literally confirmed, guys. This isn't speculation. Like, that's confirmed lore. So what I'm saying is, if Sargeras wielded a Mournblade and split a world in two that had a soul inside of it, could it theoretically split the soul in two? And the answer to that question is yes. It's not speculation. Guys, you cannot ignore it. It is right in front of your face. I'm sorry, but it's not. Look at him. This isn't... It's so frustrating because it is it's right there. And look at Aman'Thul in the background. Probably doing the thing. There's no question that this is a Mournblade. It has domination runes inscribed on it. It is a Mournblade. Period. Right in front of my eyes, right now, that is a Mournblade. Period. He's the only one with these runes on him. The only thing even close is the Discs of Norganon. Sargeras broke the domination which caused the war. Yes. Which is why his sword is always depicted as being broken in half. Here's the thing. Remember when Anduin has brief moments of clarity from domination? That's what this is. This is art of Sargeras battling the demons, and in the heat of battle, look at how much attention they draw to the sword with the shimmering fucking light on it and everything. They bring so much attention to it. In the heat of battle, his eyes turn red. People say, oh, it's because he's a warrior, Pyro. This is a normal warrior thing. Okay, dude, fine. But during those moments, guess what? He can fucking see. These are older than Chronicle. And some of these images are in Chronicle. Like the one with him with the Mournblade cleaving the world in two. This is an image from Chronicle. In these moments of chaos, Sargeras is able to see, even for the briefest of moments. He breaks free from domination. You guys know that Sargeras, the story of his fall is literally about him becoming super depressed and like being isolated from the Pantheon, and during this long epoch of isolation is when he found this world. So Sargeras was completely alone. No one else was around him, and no one else would have seen what he did. So if the other Titans, like, I don't know, Aman'Thul, was actually watching him, or even controlling him, they can make Sargeras do whatever they want because no one else was with him. He was literally completely alone. And we should know that these isolative situations are not good for the psyche. It's not good for an individual to always be like that. Especially one like Sargeras, who seemed very social. So what people see as him becoming corrupted is fucking hilarious, because if you look at it from the perspective that domination is the corruption, then technically Sargeras didn't corrupt himself, he set himself free.